Thanks very much. So, JS David, so it's a lot easier instead of Jean-Sébastien, a lot shorter. I'm the CEO. I like to say that I'm a CEO in learning. I'm more a technical guy. I'm a geo by training. I have done several projects before. My last one was with my team. It's to get all the approval for a phosphate project based in Canada. Prior of that, was also in charge to get all the permits for the Canadian Malartic project, which is, we call it today the Osisco one. This is where everything started for Osisco. And that was for 13 years, the largest gold mine in Canada. So I was in charge for the full permitting. So I know the process here in Canada, so that's probably one of the reasons why they decided to ask me to become the CEO of Niobay. I was a board member of Niobay for many years, so I started with Niobay in 2014. So what we're looking, first of all, who we are. We're based in Canada. Our main office is in Montreal. And like the word say, Niobay, we're looking for niobium. Why is that? Niobium is pretty rare. And we do have some experience in niobium. In fact, I was vice president for Cambior. And at the time, Cambior was the third niobium producer in the world. You need to know that there's only 3 mines. There's 2 in Brazil and 1 in Canada. And there's a market for a new one, and I will tell you a little bit more about it. We do have 2 great assets. One is located in Ontario, which is the James Bay. The other one in Crevier. I'm going to talk a little bit more about those 2. And we also have a bunch of claims in Quebec and also in Ontario. Let's say the major shareholders, I was, there's a reason why the Osisco Group is there. They're looking to become a new niobium producer. So that's the reason why they took 25% of Niobay. The Caisse de dépôt, what is Caisse de dépôt? It's a pension plan. So a pension plan out of Montreal here. It's a pension plan. The province of Quebec, so the Quebec pension plan, they own less than 10%. Dutch, for sure, we're getting very. It's the stock market is pretty hard. It's a shame to see our stock at that level, but what can I do? We have a very small team. This is the group. One of the reasons why I'm keep it small, it's for the burning rate, but also being with the Osisco Group, because physically in Montreal, our office inside the Osisco Gold Royalty offices. So that's allowing me to ask for geos or metallurgist or any kind of professional, and I don't have to pay them for a full year. So I pay them every time I need it, and I pay them by hour. So that's why I'm keeping, and I'm able to keep the burn rate very low. But also, it's great for such a small company to have a big neighbors. So we're able to share ideas and the workforce. Niobay, it's pretty old. We're going to celebrate our 70th anniversary next year. We have changed our names 8 years ago when we acquired James Bay, the Niobium project. So that's why we're not anymore MDN, but Niobay. So niobium, I told you it's pretty rare. There's only 3 mines in operation. Yes, there's some operation, but very small scale operation in Africa on coltan projects. But mainly there's only 3 mines. The main market, it's for the steel industry. So it allowed the steel to make it stronger and lighter. This is, I will say, our main focus for our James Bay niobium project in Ontario. It's to get into this market, the steel market. The other one, it's more for the battery. So the second market, we can see that there's a new market for the last, I will say, 3 years. Because of this new technology, this new battery that CBMM and Toshiba, they have put a lot of money and they have developed a niobium battery, and now you see more players in that field, like Aeon, Newbold, Battery Streak. So that's a new market, and this is one of the reasons why we have decided to reopen the file, the Crevier project file, because we think that Crevier can fit very well for the battery market. Where they put the niobium, mainly for the last 3 years. The development was to put the niobium inside the anode. But for, I will say, a year and a half, we can see that Toshiba and others players, they're starting to put also, not only in the anode, but also on the cathode side of the battery. So that means that it's just more market for us. So the market, the size of the market, according to CBMM, that will go up to 2030. We're looking for 30,000 ton of niobium oxide that would be required for the battery market, but it's just growing and growing. So that's one of the reasons why we think that's a big blue sky. Everything was put in all the BFS study that we have done. We put emphasis on the steel market only, but the blue sky is the battery market. Probably I'm going to have the question, why the niobium battery? Fast charging, better performance in cold weather, and able to do a lot of cycles. So that's why actually in Brazil, there's a few buses using niobium batteries, and you're going to use those batteries where you need to charge a lot frequently. There's also some robots in the Amazon warehouse using those robots, or they are using batteries from Aeon. So James Bay. So I will say probably our flagship, very, very, very similar to the Niobay mine, which is the third producer. I have worked for Niobay, so I know a little bit about niobium. Claude Dufresne, who was part of the team, was in charge to sell niobium for 12 years. So when we're saying that the James Bay looks very similar, for geological speaking, to Niobay, I think we have a winner there. I think that can be the fourth niobium mine in the world. The location, it's not so bad because we do have a railroad, and it's not that far from Moosonee, so only 40 kilometers south of Moosonee. And there's a power line, and there's also a winter road. So the red one you can see. So the access is not bad. We have signed with the local First Nation 2 environmental protection agreement. The first one was to cover the first round of drilling. The second one was for the second round of drilling. So far, the BFS shows that we can have 150 million kilos of niobium. So pretty good numbers. And those numbers are pretty good too on the return and also the NPV of this project. To be very transparent with the First Nation, and in fact, there's ore at the surface, and we can see that there's ore at depth. We show 3 scenarios, and you have those 3 scenarios. Why I've put it the third one in green, I think we can and we should improve that scenario. But at the end of the day, is it going to be the in between, the open pit, and then do an underground operation? Maybe. So we still have some work to do. So the green dots are the future holes that we're aiming to do. This is the size of the ore body, but we think that there's more looking north, sorry. So we usually do the drill program in that area in the winter time. It's a lot easier for the access. Last drill program, in 2022, those are the results. So that shows that the ore is still there, and those are from a new area. So we think that we can increase the ore body. There's been an election at Moose Cree First Nation last summer. So now we are just starting to re-engage with this new group. So there's a new chief, new deputy chief, and half of them are new councillors. Crevier, which is funny because I was on Crevier, and today I'm not working in my office in Montreal. I'm working in the office near where Crevier is. And we're finishing our 2023 drill program on Crevier. Crevier is very close to the Niobec mine, which is, again, the third niobium producer. This project has been discovered almost at the same time, but it's a little bit different because there's a tantalum associated with surface deposit, but what we see so far is go a lot deeper. So that's one of the reasons why we have done a new drill program on it. A smaller one, a cheaper one, but a lot smaller one, 1/3 of James Bay. For now, we know that we can get 50 million kilos of niobium. So last year we have done a few holes to see if because we discovered a new carbonatite, and we were trying to find out if this carbonatite was rich in niobium, which was not the case, but we saw other material like manganese and strontium. And one of the reasons why we have done this year drill program, it's to get some more rock, because I would like to perform some new metallurgical test work to see if we're economically able to recover the manganese that we saw and the strontium that we have. We have signed an agreement with the First Nation up there, from Mastuyash. I've been working with them for the last 25 years. I know them very well. We signed that deal in February last year. I'm very proud to say that all the work that we have done on Crevier this year, everybody were coming from the area, and the drillers were from Mastuyash. We have done some improvement on Crevier. When we reopened the Crevier file, that was because of the news about the niobium battery. So we have decided to reopen that file in 2019. We did the PFS. And then we said, okay, we need to improve the grade. We need to have a better understanding of the ore body, and we need to improve our metallurgy. So I can say, and we have done a press release at the beginning of this year. We did that for the PDAC in Toronto, that we improved a lot the metallurgy. In fact, we're going to tweak the flow sheet, and now the numbers are a lot better than they were. Also, I will say that with this year drill program, we think that we're going to be able to improve the resource calculation by the quantity and by the quality. So exploration, I'm a geo. So I'm a geo. I need to explore. I need to add the project in the pipeline. Since we do have two good horses with James Bay and Crevier for niobium, I'm looking. We took 6 pieces of claims north of Crevier, in the same area of the First Nation that we made a deal with. But this one was more for silica. This one was for lithium, and this one for manganese. So looks promising for blue. I'm waiting for that's going to be the next press release. We have done lots of grab sampling during the summer, and I wish to release something in October about the results of our work up there. And this year program, those are the green hole that we have done. I added one over here at depth. So and again, was pretty promising. Two days ago, I was in the field with the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. It's pretty rare that the national TV goes on a project, but they came on our project 2 days ago. They did an interview, and also that's also because we had people from Korea that came to see Crevier, because Crevier it's pretty special, and we think that we can add more stuff than niobium and tantalum in that project. This is it. It's pretty hard to do it in 25 minutes.
Well, Marks, so now I will refer to you at J.S. David. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway, I have to expose my ignorance, and I did a little bit of digging here. But niobium, it is considered by many countries as a critical mineral. But also you mentioned that the only critical, the only known assets with critical mass would be in Brazil and Canada. How do we square the circle? It seems to be a metal in demand, but it's only in 2 places. Is that because there isn't in the ground, or people haven't been looking for it?
Well, I will say probably both. But that's pretty rare to find. I've been looking for projects, niobium projects, for many years, There was one promising in Tanzania, but was not so good. There was another one, the ELT project in US, but it's more a scandium project than a niobium project. So now they are rare. I will say there's 50 carbonatite in Ontario, and so far the only one that can show the potential to become a mine, it's the James Bay niobium. So that's a rare beast, I will say. We know that Australians are working on it, but again, the last mine came online was Niobay 50 years ago. So that's the reason why it's important to be on the market, because the Niobay, they're going deeper and deeper, and they're losing markets because they cannot support and supply the market demand. So there's a market for us, and it's time to be inside that market.
So one could say that you are very exclusive. How would you like the stock market to well, not value you, but I mean, should we be putting you into the PMG sector, precious metals, or where should you be with? I mean, obviously you standing for the industry knowledge.
Yeah, I know. We're basically being a critical mineral. So lots of people, they look at us as they compare us with the lithium projects, manganese project, so vanadium projects. So short story, we were at $1.19 3 years ago. When we discovered the main zone on James Bay, but we were not able to support that because we've been stopped at the time by the First Nations for reason that they know about and we don't. That's the reason why we signed agreement after that to make sure to be able to. But we've been very hit by that event, and we were not able to let's say to improve after that event. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing today. We will do more of that. We need to tell the story. We have a great story. We have great projects in our hand. And we have also big brothers that can help us. They want, those guys, the Osisko Group, they want to see and they want to be part of the niobium business.
Yeah, because that's a good segue to my next questions, because my question is why you and who were you up against in the bidding of these concessions?
Well, you know what, I was first of all, I'm from the area here, so I know the I know the projects. I know that project for a long time. I was born and raised here, and in the Osisko Group. Being part of the Osisko Group, they know what I'm capable to. I was in charge of permitting before, so they know that if there's a project, I'm going to get the permit for it. So this is one of the reasons why I'm here. And also the team like Claude, been working with the niobium for many years. So we know the field, we knew the sector, and for them, Osisko, they're taking care of gold. There's other division, they're taking care of copper and zinc, other for lithium, but us, we are on niobium and tantalum. And don't forget tantalum. Tantalum, it's we know that if we open tomorrow, all my tantalum would be sale on the same day. The people are waiting for that tantalum.
So one could say that you are let's say, so far a relative unknown PMG company, and one should be looking at that. Could you tell us about the social responsibilities you have undertaken? You had a slide here with your partnership and so on. It seems like you're pretty much on the ball there.
That was my bread and butter for many years. I was in charge to start the engagement with the stakeholder where there was a project. So that's my I will say geology and stakeholder engagement. That was my, since I left school, I'm doing that. So it's very important for us. It's very important to work with the people in the area. I'm not asking for a driller coming from 1,000 miles away to do a job when we do have manpower that can do it. So locally. So we're trying to work every project that we own with local people. That's the only way to put a project online and to move a project. So it's very, very important for us. And First Nation, it's critical. First Nation, it's first. First Nation means that those are the first people to go and to work with.
But yes, and also Canada is one of the epicenters when it comes to mining. So if you're okay with the authorities there, you are okay anywhere else. I take it. I have a question regarding the slides where you have the open pit and so on, and I will expose my ignorance here. But one of the assumptions there were a production of less than 5% of the world demand. And also you mentioned that niobium in batteries would be blue sky. So what would that do to valuation if you increase that? Or is that in the model which you had on page 14?
No, so the page 14, it's only based on with the steel industry. The steel industry demand, it's 100,000 tons per year. So when you look at the 5%, it's, we're around that. And I think we're going to build to get 7%. But what we don't want to disturb the market. We want so the annual growth, it's around 6%. So if we're under the annual growth, so we don't want to disrupt, the price is good. We don't want to be let's say the elephant in the room. So I think that can be a good blue chip. And with the 5% here, and if you add Crevier, just for the battery sector in Crevier, we're talking about 1,500 ton per year, which is nothing. But we're actually, I will say it's 10,000 per year, the demand, and it will grow to 30,000 ton per year. So we're going to be a small player, but the margin are very good. But yes, it's insane to see our stock price when you see our numbers. And again, we don't want to disturb, and we want to keep the margin, and we want to keep the price as it is right now. That's why we want to think small, and by thinking small, that means that we're gonna need only less money to build the site. Also.
Yeah, but one could argue for the market that if you look at that model, it seems to have a tremendous upside because the demand may explode, and because there aren't that many assets around the world, prices will probably follow. That's why I thought that was quite interesting. And that would be a segue to the next question here. Are you for sale at this stage?
I'm sorry, that cuts a little bit. Can you repeat?
Yeah, no,
Carlos?
I just wonder because there is a fantastic upside here if one look at the
Yeah.
model and demand side and the fact that you don't really find niobium around in the world. So would you be for sale at this stage, or is it too early for you?
No, it's too early for us. But you know, we're listening, we're talking to a lot of people. That's why the Korean were in on Crevier this week. But again, no, I'm gonna be on the road for I will say the next couple of months to tell the story and to try to I would love also to bring some new people in the story. Actually, our shareholder are pretty, you know, they're tired and because of supporting the project, and but again, you know, we're open for everything. We're open for I'm looking for also for maybe offtake agreement. So this is where we are, because we know that James Bay can be the mine, and Crevier, we're very close, very close to be able to say that's going to be a mine, and we're starting the feasibility study.
Excellent, very interesting there. So if I recall, you are going to come with some sort of update in October,
Yeah.
and after that, what is the next milestone news update from you?
Yeah,
that will be the roadshow.
October will be on the claims that we own, and I'm crossing my finger to make some announcement on manganese for one of our blocks. After that, I should get results from the actual drill program, so I'm going to release it. I'm going to work very hard and fast to make sure that we're going to redo a resource calculation on Crevier and be able to release it. In parallel of that, James Bay, we're looking to go back next winter. So we're looking to make an announcement to go back next winter on James Bay. So that's going to be another set of news. And in the short term, this is it. We're working on something else, but it's not done yet. Probably we have money in the bank. We have good supporters, and probably I would love to increase my portfolio with some manganese projects.
Interesting. So I would be bold enough to say, JS, interesting. So it will be very, I think, worthwhile following this spot. And if there is any further questions, then we will forward them to your corporate website, I take it.